Right, today I'm up at Sapphire Lakes in Nottinghamshire, not too far away from Norwell, Cromwell, just off the A1, really accessible. This is the main gate. You press the buzzer, electric gates open, and what I'm going to do now is walk you around the complex and show you what it's like. It's a lovely day today. It's the 7th of May. I'm up here doing a film with Avid, and I'm here with my old mate Rob Hughes, and both myself and Rob have fished this fishery since the 1980s. I think it was about 1988 when I first came up here, and Rob was pretty much around the same time as well. And the two of us, let's turn this round so you can see me, the two of us did a day ticket fishery review on this lake for Carp magazine in the early 1990s. It's kind of where our careers started, so it is probably the best way of saying it. We started writing some regular features in carp world, and back in those days carp fishing was mostly about catching big fish. You know, there's a lot of elitism in carp fishing in those days, and the two of us came on the scene visiting these day ticket waters and catching small carp. We was looked at as a couple of noddies because it was about, for us, it was about getting bites. It was about going to new lakes and learning how to carp fish. And this was one of the first places that I came to when I'd passed my driving test. Passed my driving test in 1987, and just wanted somewhere outside of the local area to go and fish. And this is where I ended up coming. Let's turn it round. That's a view down the track. You come through the gate, which is obviously down there, and then you come up the track, see these lovely line of poplar trees, and it's now owned by Nathan, who also owns Cromwell Lake, another famous day ticket fishery not too far away from here. But basically that's the first sighting that you get of the fishery, and this is like a coarse pond that they've got, and lovely looking lake now. They've taken out a lot of the lilies that used to be in there. Oh, just about to get a train come by. It's right next to a very busy train track. There you go. I don't remember it being as busy as it is at the moment when I first fished here, but it's certainly busy during the hours of, well, sort of 8 o'clock in the morning through to about 10 o'clock at night. But there's the coarse pond anyway. You've got this lodge which is available to hire. Nice looking lodge as well, that is. Everything's really good quality. All the car parks are nicely stoned. It's all clean, lovely looking place. And there you go, it's called Fountain Lodge. So we continue on around the track, and it's massively changed, as you'd expect, from when I first came here in the 80s. It used to be owned by Ken and Eunice. I think they were called Barker, Ken and Eunice Barker, and he was a proper old school bloke, Ken was. And I remember dealing with Eunice as well when we used to do carp talk back in the day, early 90s. They created this fishery, and it was just some ponds. I remember them living out of a kind of, well, like that lodge sort of caravan type thing that they lived in, and then they got the permission to build this property. And yeah, it's a magnificent looking place now. And Nathan, he's got a real good reputation on the carp fishing grapevine for doing things the right way, and he's certainly turned this into a lovely complex. So you come up here, come up the drive, and then you turn right through the gate, and then you've got the main car park. There's Nathan's house there, and then you've got around here some, I think one of these is a tackle shop. It's not open at the moment. These containers, one of them sells pellets, boilies, end tackle and stuff like that. Then you've got the toilets and showers, which are just over here. Very, very clean. Not used them today, but I used them yesterday, and really, really clean. Everything's really nice quality. Let's look at that. Nice clean shower. It smells nice as well, unlike on some lakes. There you go, all nice and clean. I've not cleaned these this morning, but there you go. You know what some fisheries can be like, especially the ladies' toilets. Very nice and clean. And you've got a kitchen in here as well. And these are for use by everybody. You've got a fridge, freezer, microwave, kettle, toaster. They sell feed on site as well. There you go, there's the prices. 2025. Information about the local shops, Indians that deliver, are available to collect. A variety of food vendors available to collect. 10-minute walk away, so there you go, pretty good. I don't know too much about those kind of things because I usually bring my own food. Although tonight I think we're having a barbecue. Right, lake rules. Obviously we're mostly interested in the carp fishing, and there's 3 lakes on site. There's the course lake, then there is the main carp lake, and then there is, I think they call it the social pool, which I'll show you in a bit. But there's a rundown on the rules. Barbless hooks only, maximum size 4, minimum stay 24 hours, tickets run from 11 o'clock till 10:30. Minimum 12-pound main line can be used. No fixed rigs, all standard stuff, 3 rods only, boilie and pellet only. Maggots can't be used from 1st November through till the 14th of March, and to be used sensibly or not at all. Then we've got bait boats can be used, although you've got to use them sensibly, and you're allowed 1 non-fishing guest per angler. And you can bring dogs as well, I think. 1 dog per angler. So anyway, let's have another look round. Famous sign, I think that used to be here when I first came in many years ago. But there's the course pond. Lake 1, course lake, swims 1 to 7 is what it says. There you go, so you've obviously got 7 swims. Lots of geese at the moment, nice gravel bedded car park there. And there's the course pond, which runs round to the right, round there, and then just the other side of that fence, which is over there, you've got that lodge, that fountain lodge that's available for hire. Anyway, enough of the course pond. I think there's carp in there to sort of 18, 20 pounds. This is the main lake that we're interested in. This is the carp lake. This is the lake that I fished way back in 1988 when I first came here. I actually made a video on here with Rob Hughes in 1996, so that's nearly 30 years ago. It was called Short Session Carping, hit and run, and it was about noddy fishing, day ticket fishing, just turning up to a lake and fishing for a few hours and catching a few fish. And I can remember Rob fishing in this swim, because there used to be a lot more swims on the lake in those days. Or you can just see a carp just below the surface, somewhere around there. Can't see it on the screen, but I can see it in front of me. But yeah, it's changed massively. There's a guy down there fishing. There's only 6 swims on the lake now, and I think that is peg 6 in the corner over there. And you basically fish up the railway bank, which is out of bounds. All of this bank along here is all out of bounds. And then you've got another swim over the far side, which is pegs 1 and 2, I think it is. Not sure on the numbering, but I know there's 6 swims. So there's a guy in that swim, and then there's a guy in that swim there. And then there's just myself and Rob on, but there's another 2 guys turning up in a bit. But basically peg 6, you've got all the railway bank, you've got alongside these islands here as well, just to the side, all along here as well, this margin down here as well. This all does fish, but it is a sand and gravel pit, so there will be lots of features out in front, lots of gravel bars and ups and downs. This is peg 2, where this guy's fishing over there, and he's got all this beta fish, which is a lovely area. I can remember this being a really good area when I came down here years ago. I can actually remember being on this swim when it used to be a swim, and fishing to the weed beds out in front, because there used to be quite a lot of weed out here, but they've obviously got now blue dye in it, so there's not so much weed in the lake, but there's certainly a lot more fishing here nowadays. A lovely day today as well, nice and warm. Right, let's carry on round. And the lake today will have 6 anglers on, so there's 4 day ticket guys on, and then there's myself and Rob Hughes. So when people turn around and say that you make films, because we're here to do an avid film, you make films and you've got swims saved for you and things like that. Well, we haven't. There's other guys on the lake Right, this is the main Carp Lake. Swims 1 to 4 and a double. Lake, 3 lodges, double, 1 and barbecue area. Right, I think that's pretty straightforward. Right, as I said, there's the little tackle shop. It's not open at the moment. I'll try and get Nathan up in a bit and have a look around it and see. And then you go down here. These trees are absolutely beautiful on a day like today when it's nice and sunny, it's going to get warm. Got all this area that's shaded. I can remember these trees being planted years ago. And I can remember this lake, as you can imagine, over 30 years it's changed massively. I can remember this lake just having, well, it wasn't a hole in the ground, but it certainly wasn't as mature as it is today. And I remember this being full of potholes, this road as well. But now it's nice and flat. Nathan's done an awful lot of work. I think he's been here for about 18 months, Nathan has, and it could have been him, it could have been the previous owner, I don't know. There's another look at Peg 5, I think it is. And you've also got opportunity to fish into the islands in front there as well, all around that island. Lovely features around there. It drops off 5 or 6 foot. You've got some reeds in the margins, but you've got all that bay to the right. That's the best feature for that swim. Really good swim. And then you've got this swim, which is Peg 3, I think it is. I'm getting all these peg numbers wrong. Lovely gravel bedded swims. You get your mats and your slings all provided. All these lovely steps down here as well. I think something's happened on the gimbal. What's gone on here? Oh, I see. Yeah, sorry, just a bit of a problem with the camera. Yeah, you got all these features in front of here. You've got that island, just to the right of the island. You've got the reeds opposite as well. Good area. Possibility of putting the rod down here to the left as well, down this margin. And believe me, there's carp coming in really close on this lake at the moment. They're all over the place. You've got the reeds down here to the right. Don't know what's happened to the old gimbal on this thing, but as I said, you've got mats and slings provided on the fishery, and a bucket, gravel bedded, nice and tidy, nice and clean, sheltered from the wind as well. And then you go further along here. I think there's electricity to charge your bait boats and things like that as well, available on site. This is where I'm fishing. Let me just turn that round. I've just set up in here. I've actually started fishing on the far bank and in the double swim on the far side over there, because that was free for 24 hours, and I did a night in there, and they've had to come over here today because there's somebody going in there at 11 o'clock. But anyway, there's the look at the swim that I'm fishing. Lots of features in front. This used to be the main swim on the lake. This did the best swim on the lake because all you did is you fished between the two sets of reeds. There's like a gravel bar out in front. I think it's obviously still a productive swim. I don't know how productive, I don't know which one's the main swim on the lake at the moment, but the one that Rob's in next door in a minute, which I'll show you in a second, that's got loads of features in it, as indeed as the double swim where I've fished for the last 24 hours. But yeah, that's a great swim, that one. Stephen Setup, who's the cameraman for Avid, he's huge his swim. Yeah, swim 4 this one is. So I've got all the numbers wrong, all the swim numbers wrong. That is a look at Rob's swim. That's Rob and Steve doing a bit of work. But you can see Rob's swim here, it's got loads of features round to the left. You've got this bay round to the left there. This bay round to the right into the left as well, tucked into the margins there. It's a real good swim, good area. You've got the reeds opposite as well. Loads of water, loads of options in that swim. And that's swim 4. So ignore some of the swim numbers that I've been talking about because I've not got them right. Have a look at the lake map that's on the website. It's probably the best way of doing it, but you can see down here, look at all this overgrown area around here, nice and mature around here, lovely looking areas. There's going to be carp all the way around here. For sure there are. Looks absolutely lovely. It's no wonder he's hauling, Rob. He's caught some lovely fish so far. Right, let's carry on round. Now there used to be a swim down here on this bank on the right hand side, just the other side of these reeds, where I can remember fishing as an 18-year-old. I can remember having my bivvy set up, or it was like a tent in those days I was using, and I remember coming steaming out the tent to a bite, and it had a little door, a flap at the door, and I tripped over it and ended up going splat onto the rods, and I broke my rod pod. I had one of those KJB rod pods, which was all the rage in the late 80s. Spent a fortune on it, and I splattered it, but it was down here the swim was. And I remember there being if you can see those reeds there in front, I remember there being a gravel bar running off the side of it. So there's a gravel bar somewhere out there, which is a good feature. But look at all that water that Rob's got. What a lovely looking area. Peg 4 is definitely feature packed. Right, carry on round. I think that swim that I fished was probably about here actually, just somewhere under here. But you've got all these marginal trees now down to the left here, and they overhang the water a hell of a lot. And that's one of the main features under here for this swim down here, the double swim, which we're going to have a look at now. And this is where I fished last night down here. You can drive your car right up to the back of it, same as you can on all the swims. And then you've got these little picnic benches in the swims as well. These are handy. Everything's been thought of really well for this lake. It's lovely to see it doing so well, and lovely to see it in such good condition. But yeah, I fished in here last night, and as I say, it's a double swim, this one. You've got the margins of the bushes down here to the right. Really good feature line that is along there. There's been carp crashing along there all the time while I've been here. Then you can fish to the back of the reeds out there. Can't see at the moment, it's very sunny on the screen. So that's where that gravel bar runs off the back of that little island over there. And you've also got some gravel down here to the left, which is these reeds here. There's like a gravelly area out there, nice and hard. You've got reeds all the way around this little area here, which are quite deep. You can see some fish, well, you probably can't, but some fish cruising below the surface in and out of that area. This area is a really, really good area today. I'd have definitely fancied having a carp or two out of here. I wish I didn't have to move out of here, but what is it now? It's 9:41. The new anglers are due here in about an hour, so I need to get all my gear out of here. But yeah, you've got all this margin down here to the left as well. Down the side of the railway bank, you've got the aerator. Cracking looking area. But yeah, nice big swim. Bit noisy during the day because of the railways, but because of the trains I should say, but as I said earlier on, they stop at about 10 o'clock. I had a decent night's sleep last night. Viewed up right down there, so you can see how close the railway bank is. The railway is literally just there. You can see it. You can see the track. I think you can anyway. So what's that? 10 yards. Quite noisy in the day, but a good swim. Definitely a good chance of catching some good fish. Right, this is the social lake, I think they call it, Lake 3. This used to be an old match pond, and I can remember this being choked with lilies as well back in the day. Look at the size of that lovely willow tree now. But yeah, you've got all these swims down here as well. One here. Don't know how many swims are on this lake, but there's carp in here too. I think Nathan said yesterday there's a 30 in here, or I haven't said that yet about the main lake. There's about 10 different 30s in this lake now, the main lake. 10 different 30s, and the biggest is about 37, I think. I think there's a common in here about 37. Oh, you can see those fish just down there. There's a few cruising around on the surface, just in front of those reeds. Yeah, there's quite a few nice fish in there. He's put some lovely scaly mirrors in there, and Rob's caught one this morning, which was low 30, really nice fish. But yeah, social lake. Again, all gravel bedded swims. Looks lovely. I think a lot of that side's out of bounds over there. All that side's out of bounds looking at it. And then you've got this round here, there's another swim just down here. In front, that's the aerator. That's the main swim. There. Just opposite. Oops, sorry. Turning that round on myself. Yeah, lake free, what's this one say? Lodges and camping to the left. There's somebody actually in it at the minute, so I'm not going to go too much into it. And I think it's about 100 quid a night. I can't remember what the price is. But there's obviously going to be another lodge here, I think, at some stage. But you've got all that. What a lake. All for yourself. Available to hire. Great for socials. Good carp in here as well. Lots of carp apparently. A lot of singles, a lot of doubles. Well, I can see some carp down there now. You probably won't be able to see them. But yeah. There's the main swim. There's another one on the other side of there as well. I think you've got a patio and what have you as well. So I'm not going to intrude because there's somebody in there who's paid decent money to be on their own. So right, let's turn that round. So there you go. That's a little bit of an insight into Sapphire Lakes in Nottinghamshire. As I say, it's really accessible, this place, because it's right next to the A1, or not too far from the A1. The service is just down the road as well, so everything available for you. Comes very well recommended. Great venue to come and get a bite, probably throughout the year. I'd imagine it's quite a good water in the winter as well as during the summer months. And as I say, you've also got the opportunity of lake exclusive hire. You've got some course fishing available as well. Loads of details on the website. Easy to access, easy to use. I think they use, well, they'll definitely use one of these swim booking apps. I don't know which one, but yeah, more details available, and hopefully this has given you a bit of an insight into what it's like and what it looks like. So there you go. See you soon.